Welcome back.
I like big balls, that way we can dance.
And he cannot lie.
Anyway,
Welcome back to
welcome
the
back.
Ecriom expeditions here at the Red Hair Inn.
Are you going to do the recap, Jaden?
Oh
God,
God.
no, my memory's terrible.
My notes are also
Where last we left
Previously.
off, previously on Dragon Ball Z, where last we left off, Corvus and Orchid split the party intentionally to get two of their own goals accomplished almost simultaneously. Orchid wishing to go to the elvish city of Minthfable to deliver a package from her leader and mentor, while Corvus stayed in Deep Well to fight the Mortal Hand and to remove Nathaniel Hawthorne from power. Both were successful in their tasks, and the party has thus been reunited in the city of Deepwell within the abode of the Wormhaven House. After a day of meals and talks, catching up, and preparation, the artificer Art, our young goblin companion, bringing his once lost homunculus back to life, a quick criticism by Perrin leads Eden to storm out of the Wormhaven manor and property, leaving for an undisclosed location as of this time. But before we turn to Eden, we will return to the room in which the four of you now sit. Post your small meal that was prepared for you by Talon and the rest of the staff within the Wormhaven Manor. Eden storming off. Art picks up, motions to Spark, and the two of them leave to go to his chambers to finish up packing him and for him to get a few little last-minute inspections in of the interworkings of this mechanical creature before you embark. So, the four of you, Perrin, Venara, Corvus, Orchid, what would you like to do in these moments?
Is there a place where we can talk in private, Corvus?
Is there business that we must speak on?
Well, not in a official capacity or any of that, but just some questions that I have since we have been away from each other for well, I guess it's not that long, but
In terms of privacy, we have our rooms. However, if you need a larger space to accommodate conversation, the Horde is kept private in most terms.
wherever you feel most comfortable, even though, I mean, we don't have to retire to chambers or any of that.
I believe we can speak within the Horde. I must prepare before we depart, regardless.
Yes. Mm-hmm. I kind of forgot the direction of the Horde. Do you mind showing the direction?
Of course.
Lead the way.
And then bows to everyone else and makes the way through the manor out towards the Horde.
Venara follows behind.
The two of you quickly cross the grounds, reach the entrance of the Horde, go inside to the small pit that you saw in the center the first time you entered, and the Horde behind slightly diminished since the last time you saw it due to some of the things that the Baron Regent has in process throughout the city, but still as magnificent as when you first laid eyes upon it.
Oh, dinner was so lovely. Thank you so much for such a wonderful meal.
Well, I was not sure of what you had, available on the journey and your destination. We have had a bit of comfort, so I thought it be fitting to share such.
Oh, much appreciated. That was very kind of you to think of our journey as well. Speaking of journeys, so I don't know if you remember, I mentioned I received your letter that I found in my
Yes.
bag, which I can't remember how it got in my bag to begin with. Um, yes. So, hmm,
Mm-hmm.
mm, well, so I just want it to come from you what your intentions were in said letter because I interpreted it one way, but maybe I misunderstood the meaning of your words. So I figured since it was a private sort of letter and you didn't give any letters to anyone else, I mean, maybe, I don't know, maybe you gave some letters to Perrin and to Eden too, even though that would be weird because you guys were pretty much around each other the whole time. I'm not sure. So, I'm talking too much again.
You are welcome to speak. My intentions were that I did not believe I would survive whatever encounter with the mortal hand, and I wanted it to be clear that you had been a delightful part of this life. I have come accustomed that death sits for me, and it resets my cycle, and I tend to not encounter the same people I've met before. It's rare, however, with the circumstances of the ceremony, most of those lives stack upon one another, and I no longer will repeat. And so, I found myself in a state of uncertainty. I am quite fond of your company and presence, and in this case, I would not, continue to live after death without you. So I'd rather continue life with you around, or at least aware that I am grateful of your presence.
Oh, well, that's lovely things for you to say about me. I guess it's just, well, it came a little unexpected. I hope you understand. Because, I mean, it's kind of, you don't really express oftentimes what's on your mind. Kind of a mystery sometimes. I mean, I see hints of things in your eyes on occasion, but I had no idea you felt that way about me.
I wasn't always challenged with communicating my feelings. I've been scorned enough times that it becomes easier to not grow attached. I have made friends that I have unfortunately seen in a rebirth, but they have no memories of me. And one of the most painful experiences is seeing someone that you once loved look at you with, as if you were a stranger. I have memories of every dance, song, and moment spent, but for them, I was invading their life, persistent on a truth that only I had. So it became easier to avoid expressions of that.
I see. Well, that's rather sad. If you don't mind me asking, uh, how many loves have you lost in such a way?
I have lost two.
very sorry to hear that. Well, haven't you tried to make them understand or try to remember?
Imagine if a random individual came to you right now into this horde and swore to you, upon everything they knew and believed, that you and they had been married for years. Years that you haven't experienced yet. At an age you have not reached. How do you explain to someone that something has never happened, would happen, but could not happen?
I guess you have a valid point there. Well, so so, what you're saying as far as my company, do you mean everybody, including myself, or you just maybe it's a little more intense, or it's different from the rest with me? I'm just trying to wrap my head around things.
Venara.
Yes?
I have developed fondness of you, feelings that I had not been certain of, or more so, I had become certain of my feelings, but did not wish to dive into them. I did not want to ever come across you in my life and see that stare of confusion as to who I even was or could have been. And so that letter I wrote just shortly after your birthday to remind myself. I documented feelings and watched, and they did not falter, they did not fade. And then I died. And when I came back from a place impossible to explain, you looked at me. You looked at me with concern and joy that I survived. For the first time, coming back to life, someone I cared for looked at me and remembered who I was and cared for me in whatever way it might have been.
You see where she kind of looks down and she's like fidgeting with her hands, but there is where she has turned that famous green, but it is like even more intense because she's trying to hide it and she's trying to just comprehend everything that's been told to her. Oh, Corvus. I had no idea. Oh, I hope you understand. It's there's a lot of things going through my mind right now. But thank you so much for being honest with me and sharing your feelings. I honestly didn't know.
I didn't expect you to be met with my feelings, however. If I am to be honest, the reason I even chose to speak, or at least deliver my writings, is in part to your brother. As annoying as he is, the one thing I can say he does with authority is speak most of his mind and most of his feelings.
Yes, he's always been very good at letting everyone know exactly how he feels. Never been afraid of that.
Between everyone I've met, I've learned I have become so comfortable with dying, I became uncomfortable with living.
Well, hopefully that's changed significantly with all of the things that have been going on recently. Well, you you've given me a lot to think about. To be honest, there were things that I was feeling before that I kind of pushed aside due to my own fears, so to speak. So now I don't know.
I don't expect you to respond, nor I don't expect you to provide any return. I just believe that following at least one commandment of Avandra would be a generous offer. As I recall, luck favors the bold. Your fate is your own to grasp, and to do so is to have the Changebringer behind you.
Now, when did you start remembering all of Vondra's sayings and writings and such?
Well, I have perhaps this one life. Perhaps it's good to see what luck can do with this weary wanderer.
Well, I won't take up any more of your time because I know you're a very busy man. You answered all of my questions and gave me a lot to think about. So, thank you.
Of course, and thank you for just being you.
And then she does like this little hand swat, like, now, and then she starts blushing again. Just like that really bright green in her cheeks. Oh, I'm sure my brother's looking for me.
Enjoy,
Thank you.
and I look forward to where our journeys continue.
Same here. And then she kind of takes her leave after that.
All right. As this is happening, we'll go quickly to Perrin and Orchid, who remained in the dining hall. When they left or when they moved on, what would the two of you have been doing?
Fun fact, I am on my own.
Well, then,
I'd asked at the end
because
of last session if I could follow Eden because I wanted to talk to her.
you can 100% follow Eden. So, well, Perrin, is there anything you want to do? Since, like, you're on your own and I kind of feel bad, so we'll like, I guess
don't feel bad for me. He's always got something he's doing. Whether or not you ask him, there's always something happening. He's a busy man. He's got a head full of thoughts he's got to get out somehow. So yeah, after kind of like snidely making remarks at Eden, he's just kind of like sitting with himself and just kind of going like, well, that could have gone a little better. But you know, she goes all goo goo for a necromancer and fucking what the hell am I supposed to do for it? Jesus. And he just kind of like sits there and like thinks to himself, and he starts like creating like the melody of a new song in his head, and he's just kind of like, you know, bopping to it, like creating like a little walk to it, like doing a little like jig and just like moving and grooving kind of thing. He just kind of goes, I just does it make sense though? Because it's not like, well, maybe it'll be reaffirming for her, kind of like, I don't know. You don't have to, because she keeps saying that she's like a monster, like all that fog brain garbage. Maybe if I just told her it didn't matter. Uh, and he just pulls out a little like notebook and he starts like scribbling in it. Just want your, just want your, I don't know, extra time. I don't know. And that's where he's like scribbling and scratching and like rewriting things. And that'll be what Perrin's doing.
All right. As Perrin scribbles away and Corvus consults his horde, Finara, you go back to the
I went to
estate
find
proper.
Perrin, because I said my brother's probably waiting for me.
All right, we'll resolve that after we move to Eden. Jeez, and
Edium.
Orchid. Edium. Yes. Just a little.
Of course, I just wanted to make it clear where I
was.
was going. That's it.
I mean, the
No,
Electric Daisy Carnival did just finish, so it does make sense that EDM is on your mind.
But Eden, an Orchid in tow. You watch
Swarming
as
directly.
Now, let me ask you, Eden. Do you go through the way that you first went, where like you go through the back?
No,
tunnel,
we're not
or,
going
like,
through-
you're
we're-
going through. Okay.
We're not going through spooky, scary, fight a bunch of zombies. Okay? We're not that dumb.
Oh, he told you, like he told everybody to let you in.
Then yes. Being weirdly enjoy looking at all of the oddities.
Um,
And also she's like kind of angry, so she's taking the long route, like kind of purposely, like as she's going, like I'm assuming Orchid in tow, just like
yeah. Here's my question. Orchid, are you rushing after Eden in a hurried way? Are you trying to secretively follow her, or
No,
like?
I asked Eden if I could come.
Oh,
I was
okay.
like, I wanted to talk
yeah,
to you.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay. Cool. I forgot
So
the order, but
I'm probably able. I'm so tall. I'm probably able to keep up. Okay.
yeah. If you weren't going to follow me, I would have gone to a cat. Just throwing that out there. Also,
I can cast speak with animals.
this is also true. You speak
Yeah.
Sylvan.
I do. Yeah.
Oh, thank God. I don't have to try to sound like an idiot all the time.
Yeah. Actually, this is probably a good conversation to have in Sylvan, since most people won't overhear it. Look, I wanted to ask you.
Why Perrin's so fucking stupid sometimes and doesn't understand that he's hurting my feelings? Or the fact that I've been wasting all of this time studying with this person so that I could figure out how to make all of you stupid, soft people live forever. And that's apparently a waste of my time, too. It's like Eden is just like dumping.
That wasn't. But you know, it sounds like maybe we should talk about that a little
No, you
bit.
have important questions. You should prioritize your mission just as much as I am prioritizing mine now.
Are you afraid that we're gonna die? Is that
Yes.
makes sense? That's scary. But I don't know, I guess it's also part of life.
Not if you can prevent it. It's not a part of mine.
But really, it's just not. It's a
Sounds
really
like
it's a nice thought. I don't know if immortality is everything it's cracked up to be, though. Would be nice to live a little longer, man. I mean, especially compared to like elves and fae, it feels so short. It doesn't really feel very fair, but
Would you not extend Finara's life if you could?
that's a very specific person that you're asking me about. I mean,
Just as because you
live
two
way
are,
longer than I am.
but you two are no, okay. Anyway,
I mean,
say
okay.
for example, you had feelings for somebody and you found them very important in your life. Would you not extend their life if you could?
I mean, I would want to live with them as long as I did. I think in the case of Finara and me, I mean, you're not wrong, but I like our lifespans, I think, are pretty different. I mean, I don't know if sea elves live as, I mean, I don't think they live as long as like
So,
I
as
know,
an
but
example, say you were to live forever. And there was nothing that would get in this way short of putting yourself in a very dangerous situation.
which we do a lot.
We definitely do. And then you had people in your life that you found very important, but realized that they will be gone at the blink of an eye.
I understand why you want to do it, but I don't know. There's probably a reason you die, right?
That sounds stupid.
Maybe.
Like Eden is like stomping still, like barefoot, just across.
Oh, you might. Oh, you should probably not stomp like that with bare feet in this city. I don't know. There may be broken glass around here.
Why would they do that?
Those people are careless.
It's about at this point, Eden, that you arrive at the safe house that you guys broke up.
So this is a safe house, by the way, where we rescued an owlbear, by the way.
Rescued an owl bear?
It was in a crate, and Perrin was very nice to it, and then Corvus was very nice to it, and we talked to it.
You know, speaking of Perrin, it seemed like what he said really got under your skin, which is kind of
Because he's
surprising.
stupid.
I mean, sure. Yeah, but why does it bother you so much? I'm kind of stupid too. I mean, sometimes.
Because I can't have these feelings.
What feelings?
None of them. They don't exist. It's fine. And Eden will start walking into that.
That doesn't sound true, Eden.
They're not real if I don't acknowledge.
Yeah, I don't think that's how that works. This
I
seems
can
like
make it so.
I think
Because
it-
because I'm very confused. It's like Eden just turns around. I'm very confused. There is a
sometimes
lot going on, and nobody has asked
asked about what?
any of it.
Well,
Granted, I've tried to hide some things because when I start to talk about my problems and the things that have gone on in my past and the things that are connected to me, everybody gets very concerned and makes very strange faces, and it seems to make everybody uncomfortable. My life is in danger. So is Hale. Our former companion is in danger because of me.
what happened?
So I was given by my sisters 3 blooms that I have to plant. I don't really know exactly what they do. All I have been told is that they will help Liren, who I care about very much. They've been imprisoned, I don't know why, but they've been nothing but kind to me. Hence my confusion. Because the more we learn, the more I am finding things that tell me that probably Liren may not be as kind as they've been to me. But I have to plant these things. I have discovered through recent contact just the other day from Hale that things are coming out of one that I planted and they are in danger.
Oh,
But I have to plant them because you cannot go against, say it with me, pacts with the
promises.
Fae.
Fae.
And
What's
I
the
have,
consequence of breaking this one?
I don't know.
Well, this is.
But that's not the worst one. I told Liren that after these were planted, I would go home.
And that was a promise too?
And then Eden will show Orchid like her hand, and there's like this big scar down the middle. He shares one with me.
So it was a really, really serious promise.
That since I can remember.
Did you promise you would stay home?
I just told him I would come home when the time came. But I
So,
feel like that's kind of...
yeah, but I mean, I grew up in the Fae too. It's all about the wording.
And that's what Dolus has been talking to me about.
So this kind of brings me to what I wanted to talk to you about. Yeah, because that all sounds pretty bad. Because I haven't met anybody exactly like you, but just your general appearance and vibes just really make me think that you are like a spring court kid, but you didn't grow up in the spring court. You grew up in the night court.
I grew up in the pocket dimension, pretty sure. Of the Fae, I think it's like this little prison. My understanding is that this is where they put Lear in because he tried to kill somebody, but I'm sure they probably deserved it, right? My understanding, if I'm honest, is that the Night Court kind of operates in this way. Maybe.
Right. Well, anyway, my point is where we're going is a safe haven for kids in the spring court. But you were a kid who was kidnapped from the spring court, and I made a promise to never to never reveal this location to people who will bring it danger. And you said you sort of still have promises with those people. I'm worried that your family will try and use you to find that location. Should I be worried about that?
Well, last I spoke to Liren, he told me that we were going to break the courts.
What does that mean?
I have no idea. He speaks in riddles, and this is another reason I am so confused. Is it possible for somebody to have feelings for two different people?
Yeah, I think so. Why? So,
No reason. I was just wondering. It's just a curiosity I had, really. It has nothing to do with any current situation. It was an inquiry.
Okay, sure, I'll leave it at that.
Please do.
Somebody have a question? No, there's just a lot of pointing going around out of character. All right.
Needless to say, okay, so their primary goal is to get me home. For whatever purpose, whatever I was fated long time ago. I've been there for 200 years. Liren has been relatively in and out of my life, just stepping in to save me from the worst of my sisters. And frankly, I feel like you should be fine. I don't know that they would have any interest per se. It doesn't seem to concern.
So you were kind of a special exception. You weren't surrounded by a bunch of other kidnapped children.
I don't remember everything, but I did not come from the Feywild. I was told that I was an awful child and that my parents hated me and gave me to my sisters. And they didn't want me.
Well, it's possible. That sounds horrible. But I've heard stories like that before with the kids I grew up with. People giving their kids for bargains or whatever.
But needless, they don't seem to have that interest. They want me to plant this bud. I have one remaining that I have to plant. And I told Art and Finn that I would wait until they got home, which is now. But to be honest, they don't have a good place to put it. As just still walking, and I'm at this point picturing them going down the catacombs where the undead shit is, and Eden's just happy,
right, and we're just chattering away in Sylvan.
So
Taking our way
to,
through
to
corpses or whatever.
to paint a picture of what this looks and feels like, the second you step into this hallway, which is pretty much pitch black except for two torches far off in the distance that you could barely, like, faintly see the light of down the tunnel, you can see every about 20 to 50 feet there is a passage, and they alternate sides as you go down, and it's just a like sheet of black mist, almost like this roiling kind of just fabric. And every once in a while you'll see something, like at the first point you'll see a skeleton just kind of stick its head out and pull back in after Eden waves to it. Another one, you see this red-eyed husk, what you would imagine to be a zombie if it were not wrapped in coils of linen, step out, and the eyes flash for a moment, and then it just goes inert, head down, kind of crumples a bit.
I call that one Buzzy.
Oh, man, so much has happened since I've gone. You've named them? Okay, this is, man, this is quite the outfit here.
You eventually get to the pit, where you see what looks to be dozens of skeleton corpses. And then a singular skeleton, after a moment, the bones shift, and you see the head of a large snake-like creature, or, well, the skeletal head of this large snake-like creature coil up, not to the point where it's coming out of this 10-foot hole, but to the point where it's just looking up. You said you were going to get me out of here.
Still working on it, but I did bring you a treat. It throws a hunk of meat at it.
I'm not.
I don't know.
I don't even need to eat. Just want to
Does
get
it
out
not even kind of feel cool?
I'm a sentient, spiritual embodiment of nature, and you tossed me a dead rat to eat.
That was actually a gizzard. Anyways, no.
Oh, I
told
gizzards.
you.
And fucking turns and starts eating.
I'm talking to Dolus. We'll figure it out.
Deception check. 100%.
That's good, because that's a 19.
Okay, cool. Thank you.
Orchid suspects nothing.
Anyways, so all of this to say, I really don't have any ill will. Liren has been in contact with me for the first time in a long time, and I kind of lost control while you guys were gone during a fight and kind of attacked everybody. But that was in a fight. For one, it was a fight. I don't suspect we'll be fighting in your grove, no.
Given our party's luck lately.
And all of this to say, my solution in all of the reading that I've been doing is you have to keep this a secret and can't tell anybody.
Okay.
That's a deal with the Fae.
I pinky promise I won't tell what you're about to say to anybody else.
Okay. Or I will take your pinky.
Okay.
My current idea is to become an archfey.
Oh, wow.
Because then I can perhaps fight all of the fates that are tied into my own, take control of my own life, all of these things, which is why all of the things. Also, I don't want people I care about to get murdered by hemlock. It's really brutal and it hurts.
Yeah. Wow. Is that possible?
From my reading, yes, under certain circumstances, which I am working on. And after my reading and then talking to Dolus, who actually knows a great deal about a lot of the Fae things because of a friend they have, this whole thing, I'm becoming more certain And while Corvus may not have had a need for an ally of this power and this specific sect, I have no problem because I know what power they have, and they're actually very nice.
Okay.
And if I'm going to do this, I kind of have to have allies.
Yeah.
And now I can scrap all of that stupid work I did on trying to extend people's life. So, everything just got easier. Eden will start to
You have some really grand plans, Eden. This is a lot.
Is it a lot? I really just figured I've just been sitting in my room and I was just thinking about this like nonstop, for like a week. I think I read is hyper focused, hyper fixating.
Yeah. Sounds like it. Yeah. Wow.
Okay, be very polite. We're going into his bedroom. As Eden just walks in.
Wait, this is his bedroom?
As you're following Eden in, you see a single like this decaying fleshy stalk with what's the word?
Glazed over
when it turns gray. I forget what the word is.
Like the cataract?
Yeah, cataract, like a cataract eye just come out of the final, like one of the two sections of roiling, like dark black mist that are flanking the door on either side. And it sees like Eden open the door and walk in and looks at you for a second. And then just vanishes into the darkness. Eden, you walk into Dolus's bedchamber. There's been some alterations. More recently, it's slowly become less of his bedchambers, and now you notice almost fully, as the last time you were here, he did still have his bed in here. But as you enter now, you notice that the bed is replaced by a large desk with a small bookshelf behind it, as if he moved and shifted stuff around, knowing that this would be a space for you and him to collaborate and work together. In the center, you can see that there is a arcane circle that you would know this because you were hanging out with them. This would be the teleportation circle, or one of the teleportation circles that Corvus had requested from Dolus. As you enter, Dolus is nowhere to be found, but shortly after, your small goblin butler appears, or ghostly butler appears. Can I out? Oh, we were not expecting you, Miss Eden.
It's really random, but apparently we're going to be going to the Feywild, and I need to double check with Dolus before I go, because I really don't want to die there, nor do I want my friends to die there. So,
yes, let me retrieve the master for you, and he vanishes through a wall.
Hey, Eden, about the planting things, did you just promise you would plant them? Like, was there any specific language aside from that?
It's been a while. What is your idea?
Plant it in somewhere it can't grow? Plant it with salt?
They said something about taking root, I believe.
Plant it somewhere where it takes root and instruct somebody to dig it up in a few days?
Okay, but see, that seems to be a bad idea because Hale said things were coming out of it when he tried to touch it.
So dig it up after one day?
I don't know. We may ask Dolus.
Okay.
After a couple moments of you standing and waiting, the far door opens that leads deeper into the former Mortal Hand headquarters, and Dolus appears. He's not wearing the darker robes. Instead, he's wearing more of a lavender coated in like a really, really dark purple over the top. Sort of like vest and jacket combo with dress slacks. Mistress Eden, it's good to see
I'm
you.
Orchid.
This is Orchid.
Yes,
I
I
think
remember.
I saw you at the party, but you were probably focused on other things. I don't think you remember me.
No, we never had the pleasure of being introduced. And he extends his hand to you. And
No offense, but what's with the attire change?
well, next time I see Corvus, I feel like it would be best for me to look my station, I think he would say.
Yes, very stationy. Did
I'm-
Corvus tell you about the time he used to wear really gaudy gold armor?
I mean, no, but the
true.
platinum armor is also pretty gaudy.
That's just my note.
And he just emblazons it with a thing that took away, like, is giving him life.
That's what Corvus does. It's all about the show. That's why he has like butt wings or whatever they are.
He has butt wings. That's interesting.
There's these very big
I've-
spectral like hand wings that like
Mhm.
come from the backside.
Interesting.
Maybe not
most,
exactly.
most dragons have them placed on the upper ridges of their back.
Anyways,
Yes. Well, how can I help you? Why'd you
We're
storm
going to
into
the-
my home?
sorry, I was a little frustrated earlier. We're going to the Feywild apparently very soon. So if you had any last minute components that you could lend, or advice,
We're going to the spring court, sort of like the fringes of the spring court.
Okay.
but we had talked and with all of the things that I have going on, it may be likely I could run into problems.
Okay. Yeah, sure. I can. Let me see. And he runs over to like what looks to be a series of cubbies that he set up, and like starts pulling out some of the drawers and looking through them. The mouthy one.
Mm-hmm. It's very mouthy.
Does he do anything restorative or healing?
When he wants to. He's not mouthing.
Are we talking about Baron?
Maybe.
Yes, we were talking about the bard.
Yeah, that tracks.
So okay, so he does what? Orchid, you said yes. What would
Yeah.
be if you had to round out everybody's capabilities in like one or two words? What would they be? Starting with yourself.
I am good at taking damage, and I can also heal a bit. I'm sure. Vinara is a healer, and she always makes everyone feel really good. And when I'm around here, she just makes me feel like I'm filled with a golden light. Sorry, that's too many
Okay,
words.
too much. No, I do not need
and-
all of
and
the
then,
personal notations. That's fine.
This is the
actually,
healing stuff I was talking about the
and
other day. Remember, I told
he-
you the person that turns green is the.
is the person who
Eden,
turns green is the healer, but the okay, got it. And he
Okay.
opens up another drawer and he's gonna toss something to you, Eden. Or actually, Orchid, I guess, since you probably stepped up to talk, but he'll just toss it behind him casually. And you have a diamond that's like, I mean, it's not like huge, but it's like maybe golf ball sized. That should do the trick if one of you potentially goes to, I don't know.
Appreciate it.
I haven't had it properly appraised, nor do I really have use of it myself. So you can have it and see if it works. Let's see.
That
Anything
is
in-
already. I think that's really. And
Um,
okay, I've got this scroll you gave me, right? So this one should bring us home.
That one should ideally bring you home. Yes, whoever is using it has to really truly focus on the place they want everybody to go.
Okay.
Now I will
Should
warn you
not be
that
me.
leaving the Fey, or leaving the Feywild, can be a costly measure to one's mind.
That explains so much.
Some have been known to forget everything that they have done there, while others have retained every single memory, and there are individuals who are in between. So,
Oh,
it is very likely that the person who cast this may remember going on a portal ride when you enter, and then not remember anything else. So just be prepared for those moments.
We should bring along journals.
I had not thought about that. Interesting.
I have the bracelet. Do you have anything that can cause somebody to be mute for like a couple of hours?
A couple of hours.
Just long enough for them to calm down.
I want to use it.
How long do you guys have? Do you have maybe a couple hours?
That probably shouldn't take that long. Do you have instructions?
I mean, I know of a spell that I can cast that I can write for you. I've used it on. I used it on a similar individual a long time ago, but.
Yeah, that would be amazing if you could. I would appreciate it quite a bit. Mostly it'll be fun. For no reason. It's like Eden looks at Orchid like,
Orchid's just like, you can see the question marks like appearing over her head anime style.
He's going to okay, so you don't have a couple of hours. Okay, here, and he goes to his spell book, and as he does, it kind of flies and meets him halfway, and he flicks open to a page, rips it out. That should work for you. I'll just write a new one in later.
thank you. You've been very helpful. Last question.
Yes.
Is there some sort of way to remain in contact with you?
Like
I don't-
while you're in the Feywild, or just period?
Because I don't know when they're going to want to come back here. You've been very helpful.
Does anybody that you're going with know the sending spell?
Oh, we do, but I don't know if they met you.
That is...
Were they in the room when I entered the first time?
Yes.
Probably, yeah.
Then they have all the information that they need, and I should have made a lasting impression, so.
Yeah, that's true. You definitely did make a lasting impression.
You really did.
Quite
To the
dramatic.
point, yes, to the point where everyone seems to be very creeped out by you.
Good.
Well, you really do have an aesthetic. I mean, I gotta say, it's like quite...
It's not scary.
Are we still a little scary?
None of those.
Red eyes popped out at me out of nowhere. It was a little scary.
I'm used to it though.
Anyway, you have any intentions for Eden? Because some people seem to think that you do.
No.
What
Well, there
are
we go.
intentions?
So this is not important. I'm just seeing if there's any...
What? How do you not
Oh.
know what intentions are, really?
Because nobody uses these language to me. They're all like, oh, they make me so blushy. That is not the same thing as saying I have intentions. Like, I have intentions to use this spell to make somebody be quiet. That is not the same as saying I have intentions of being, meh.
He laughs and,
I'm sorry. I didn't. I just wanted to see if it was from the other way, since clearly you had your own.
Phyllis has been a very good friend over the past week,
That's good. I'm glad.
and
to
it's
hear.
helped me a great deal, and honestly, has proven to be a very good ally. And any information I recover on my end while I am there, if anything that benefits you, I will notify you.
that would be much appreciated, as always. But yeah, unless there's, You want silence, you said. There's... It sometimes grows here on the material plane, but it also, I think, grows in the Feywild. I don't remember which court specifically, or if it's in the Gray. But if you look for tickle thistle, it's called. It will. It will. If it is inhaled, it looks almost like a dandelion ready to pop and burst. But if it is inhaled or ingested, the imbiber will uncontrollably laugh for... depends on how potent you make it.
This one makes me happy.
Do I have any memories of this?
I feel like...
That feels like the kind of thing that kids would definitely prank each other
I feel
with.
like, yeah, you would know of this. It's very much, it looks almost exactly like a dandelion, but it's larger, like the bulb is larger. And the kids would go around and just like run up to somebody and just go and just cover them in the tiny little spores that come from it. And they'd be laughing for like hours. Several.
Oh. Yeah,
to the point that that your caretakers would have to come in and use their own
remove
magics
curse
to
or something.
Lesser restoration and stuff like that. Yeah.
Oh yeah, that definitely grows where we're going. Oh my god, it's such a pain.
I'm so excited. Because
Shouldn't.
what?
Well,
I was going to use it on Corvus. Could you imagine? I feel like I'm going to have a lot of fun here, Dolus. I'm just throwing this out there. I promise not to die, hopefully.
To see him laugh, I honestly might start wearing brighter colors.
That would be really weird.
That's my
I'm
point.
going to hold you to that, though. Now, if I go get this and I bring some home here for you.
And you make Corvus laugh maniacally for several hours, then yes, I will 100% wear a lighter shade of whatever this color, and he points to like the dark dark violet, almost black jacket of his. I will find lighter colors.
Deal. And Eden will reach across.
I'm not making a deal with you.
Why not?
Because I am smarter than you and understand that I'm making a deal with the Fae.
I didn't agree to my deals consciously. Thank you very much. This was not the same thing. We all know this was some weird thing.
It's a mean thing to do. I mean, when that happened to me, I felt like I was dying because I couldn't stop laughing. It's pretty painful.
I'm definitely going to do it. We will make this happen just for fun.
Deal.
I feel like Corvus is like really angry right now at the thought roll
somebody pay. Roll a persuasion check. Roll a persuasion check. I'll give you a retroactive persuasion.
Okay.
You have a D4 on it.
Okay, that's good, because it was only going to be a 13, but plus the 4 that I just rolled. That's a 17? But Dolus is smart. Dolus is very smart.
Hang on. Well, I'll tell you right now. He looks at you for a second and extends his hand. Only because you've been as helpful to me as I've been to you.
Well, I know I'm going to need it. Thank you, Dolus.
Eden. Okay, you guys can go now.
Right.
Okay, and Eden will poof into a horse and like motion at Orchid to like.
Oh, are you sure? I'm pretty heavy, but okay.
And then like happily like trots out the.
Cast speak with animals. So just approach the other way. I just want to if you promise to not share the location, I mean, they'll probably ask you to do that promise anyway, but
Well, if you make a deal with me right now that I can go with you so long that I do not tell anybody else where this location is a deal with the Fae, no?
okay.
Then you may take a lock of my hair and that will be proof of our deal and nobody can say shit.
Should I just take it from your mane right now?
Yeah, that's totally fine.
Okay.
It grows back instantly.
That's so weird and neat. I carefully like wrap it up in a handkerchief and stuff it in my bag.
As they start to head back.
As you are heading back, we'll move to Fenara, who's rushing to, or well, walking back to the manor in hopes of finding Perrin. And then after this, you will all the timelines will converge. But Fenara, you go back into the central meeting space that you once were at and see Perrin doing what exactly?
Now that sounds like the right note. Yeah. And he's just like, he like picks up the lute, like strums it a couple of times, like finds the particular like notes that he's like playing, and it's just
Fanara is going to come up, like kind of try to sneak to try to pop up and like come on the side of his shoulder to like sing into his ear. When I saw your face, I'm a believer.
good Lord. I can give you lessons. I could teach you how to.
That was on key. You know it was on key. Stop playing around.
I'm sorry, you haven't sung anything above a flat note since you were, a wee bab. So
this is the type of return that you give your dear beloved sister, especially with that really, really nice letter. You're ruining all of that effort right now by insulting my beautiful singing voice.
I'm not insulting anything. I'm just telling you the truth. Like, what do you want from me?
Ah, shush. Anyway, what are you up to?
Well, making a mess of things as usual, as you can imagine.
Yeah, I kind of got a hint at that. There seemed to be some things going wrong.
Can't take a joke, and it's such a shame.
Well, you understand that you talk with a lot of words, and you talk really fast sometimes, and she may not understand what you mean when you say it, even though I understand. But we've lived together all our lives, so you have to get used to the way you talk and everything. Kind of comes with the territory.
Yeah, I guess that some people don't understand my level of humor. It is. He just kind of like runs his hand through his hair. It is very,
No, but seriously, I thought things were going a lot better, and then all of a sudden it's like anger and stuff, and I could feel the fumes coming from her ears.
Well, that's her response to most things that she's, when either she's actually upset by something and then she's angry, or she doesn't understand something, and because she doesn't understand, she gets angry. Like that's.
Well, I've seen another side of her, so I can't agree with that because I've only seen the lovely, softer side. You seem to bring out the other side, which is very interesting.
I bring out a lot of things from a lot of people.
Some people say that anger comes from something else sometimes, other feelings, so you never know.
You have the subtlety of a rhino. Do you know this?
No, I felt like I was being very subtle. If I do say so.
He just kind of takes her hands in his. You are by far one of the most sensible people that I know. and you are keen with your common sense. It is one of your strongest talents that I appreciate so dearly. But my God, are you sometimes clueless? She is. She is unique, is what she is.
Yes.
And that's what matters. And
Is that the only thing that matters, sir?
no, I mean, I let some words slip here and there because I got a little comfortable. I'm sorry, but no, it doesn't hurt that she's bigger than me and she makes me feel safe and it makes
Feel
me.
things, maybe?
Oh, it should be no surprise to anyone that I light up like a frickin' candle when Eden's at least looking at me for 2 seconds.
Well, have you
It's
talked or had a conversation to maybe talk about how you
yeah,
feel about someone?
she's a bit confused. If I remember correctly, which is kind of why I maybe have given you back your book about Sylvan because I just don't know if it's really gonna serve any purpose if it's not a reciprocal situation.
Well,
She
how do you know it's
sh
not reciprocal?
well, she looks at Corvus and goes like, "Oh, there's somebody who understands how fucking dark and brooding I am on the inside." And then she looks at Art and she goes, "That man's funny. He makes me laugh by making me feel nice about myself." And then she looks at me and she goes, "Well, that bugger's a piece of shit and perhaps is not exactly who I would aspire to spend the rest of my days with. Plus, his lifespan is a quarter, if not an eighth of mine.
Well,
So,
you say that you know a lot of different things and this and that, but I can tell you one thing: you don't know a thing about a woman.
you know, I'll be damned if I conceded here, but I can't disagree with you. Um, I
But you know what? It can get complicated. Like for example, and then she's gonna like get down like on his level and kind of like probably on her knees. Tell me, have you ever been in love? Is that what you're feeling? How do you know?
his cheeks just go bright red, and he just looks at Fenara, and just like for the briefest of moments, he finds a moment of like honesty. Instead of trying to dance flowerly around the words, he just looks at her and goes, "I've said it, I've told her," and he just kind of just says it.
What? Are you
Yeah,
serious?
I told her in the horde. I brought her back to life. I told her. I said, "I think I'm falling in love with you." And he just like for a moment, he's just like wide eyed, and he goes,
Wait, but you have to
"What?" And he
understand.
just kind of
Hold
like
on,
lets
hold
go.
on.
He's like, "What
Oh
did
my
you
God,
cast on me?
this is
What
big.
magic is this?
What?
This is."
I didn't do it. Listen. Hold on, calm down. Okay, this is really exciting stuff. Wow. All right. Okay. Cool. Okay. All right. Okay. So you said the thing. What did she say? What did she say back?
She didn't say anything. We
Well,
had a moment.
hmm.
She looked me in the eyes. She looked kind of scared. And I moved on from the situation because I
Oh,
thought that was perhaps the better
oh,
thing than while we
mm,
were trying to deal with the black dragon thing. I thought it was better to just kind of leave it alone and not
I'm
talk about it
sorry.
ever again, pack
Oh,
down my
okay. I didn't.
feelings.
All right. I didn't mean to like poke the bear. I'm so sorry. Listen. Okay. So the thing is, it's just like how I asked you, how do you know, and like love in its purest sense, and how do you know if those feelings for one person are stronger than another person, and you don't really know these things. Maybe, just maybe, she was very confused, and then that's why she didn't say anything because she wasn't sure too. I don't know.
He
Maybe she,
he
but I
grabs
have
her
a
by
feeling
the
that she probably
shoulders
does. Oh,
and just pulls her in real close.
yeah.
I want you to remember that I have had an equal amount of relationships as you've had. And he just kind of lets her go.
Wait, no, you told me about that one time. I think her name was Lucinda.
Yeah, Lucy in the sky with diamonds? You thought that was real? Are you?
Well, I mean, don't you kind of saying from experience? Like, I mean, all of your songs are so passionate and heartfelt. You know, I just figured that you had way more experience in all this stuff than I've ever had.
No,
for sure.
I just figure it out by watching other people. I just kind of, I know it's hard for you to understand, but when you watch people, you kind of get an understanding as to what you want to do and say. And I just listen real good.
Wait, so you, with that naughty song, you mean to tell me you were watching people?
Well, I wasn't. It was. It's hard to say. I know. Listen, when I said to you,
When you
or
said
like
back that thing up, no, that was what?
I mean, I heard somebody say it, so I thought that was the right thing to say. You know, I like the way you work it. No diggity. Makes no sense to anybody. Not a single person.
I just figured that that's all the crazy stuff you're already saying.
No, but when you put it to a rhythm, it's just fun, isn't it? I like the way you work it. No diggity. Go on and back it up, babe. I like the way you see.
All of that.
It's nice.
And then you mentioned
fun.
something about a thong. What is a thong? What does that mean? Is that sandals? What is that?
For some people, it's sandals. For other people, you wear it under your knicker. They're your knickers.
I feel like I'm learning things anew. I didn't know this about you. You know what? All right, maybe we're not so. See, I thought you were on a whole nother, just like you had this knowledge above me. Now okay. So we're not that far apart. All right. Okay, so we can figure this out together.
No,
okay.
I'm a fraud. Okay,
You're not a fraud. You're just trying to have the bravado of like.
Gosh,
I'm
just
that cool
listen.
guy.
I am a fraud. Okay, I talk about things I don't know. I've never been in love. I've never touched anybody other than a faint caress of somebody's back when I'm giving them a hug, an embrace to say, hey, how are you? But because I mean, and he just kind of like looks, he just gestures to himself. I'm not exactly a lot of people's height preference. So, you can say nice things to people all you like, but it's damn near impossible to get them to see beyond your...
No. This will not do. No way. Tell me, what is your name? Say it.
I am Perrin Hopesinger.
Say it. Say it like you mean it. Like Mama used to tell you. Say it.
Don't. That's not fair.
You know who you are. You are amazing. You are handsome. Height doesn't matter. You have a big heart, big talent, big presence, and a big old mouth. And you've been talking about how you know how to use a mouth. So anyway, at least in your songs. But I'm just saying, obviously, I don't know. I guess that doesn't count. But whatever. Listen, the point is, you gotta know what you're working with. And that's a heck of a lot. As your sister, I refuse to let you degrade yourself and your value. Not in my presence.
Like Mum standing right here. Thank you.
Come here. And then she's gonna just wrap her
He
arms
just
around.
kind of like falls into her chest and just like he sobs a little bit. It's just kind of Okay, fine. Here, but okay, you need to read this first. Just tell me if I'm on the right track. And he just kind of shows her the song he's been writing.
Oh, this is lovely, parent. Listen, I feel like she really feel your true intentions through this song. She may not understand it yet, but you'll be surprised. Maybe you'll finally reach her. And those confusing feelings that maybe she might be feeling, maybe she'll understand them a bit. And you will too.
I was gonna tell you he put a letter in your bag, but honestly, it was more fun to just like wait for you to figure it out. Cause like I put mine in there, and then like
I
I
don't
saw
know what you're
his, and I
talking
was-
about.
Please, please, please let Corvus walk in at this moment. That's all I'm asking is please. Also, that was an incredibly sweet moment, you guys.
I love all of this, and
Okay.
yes. Corvus.
Corvus at the Horde.
Walk in, coward.
I'll say
Fine. Corvus walks
Or we
into the
all
manor
walk
because
in,
for
I
some
mean-
reason.
no. At this point, you guys are like, you sit and talk about the rest of the song lyrics, start figuring it out, do that a little bit more. Eventually, Corvus, did you have anything pressing you wanted like you and I needed to be addressed like in game that you were doing at the Horde, or you were just going to go
Nope.
look at all your money and then leave?
It wasn't pressing.
Okay.
There is a thing, but honestly, it doesn't need to happen right now.
Okay. Cool. Yeah, sure. So you go. Oh, you know what? I will give you one thing while you're at the Horde. The gold shifts slightly where you can see Glaurung. At least the two nostrils of his snout and enough for his eyes to open up underneath all of the gold. There are many places I can follow you. Where you're going is not one of them.
Can Bahamut observe, or will I be unseen and unheard?
Oh no, the gods can briefly separate the veils when they need to. I'm sure old Fizz will be watching.
Then they will watch the first step of the plan take place.
Be careful of this road that you're walking.
Listen, this is not a road that I have chosen. This is the act of our benefactor. Bahamut has a plan, and regardless of his intentions, I follow the right set upon me to ensure others are given their freedom.
There's just a slight plume of smoke that comes from the nose. So be it. He shifts the pile to cover himself up again. You all...
And, yeah.
Oh, go ahead.
No, with that, Corvus will depart.
As you depart, I assume you start hearing the clopping of horse hooves coming down the hallway.
Mm-hmm.
As one does.
Yeah. Corvus, you go into the main courtyard where you can see Orchid astride a pink horse, making its way toward the manor. I'm guessing Eden, you change back, or you just go like full bore going into
Nope,
the
go
manor.
and stay in a horse.
Cool. The horse runs
I should
into
probably
the...
dismount before. Ow! Oh, ow! Eden.
Are you still speaking with animals?
How long does that spell last? An hour or 10 minutes? Good question.
Well, with Eden's speed, probably get there in about 10 or 15 minutes, so you'd be fine.
Okay, yeah. So,
But
Sorry.
you storm into the hall. Corvus walking shortly behind you to meet up with Perrin and Finara. And as you are all now rejoined, we're going to take a short break. We'll come back in about 5 to 10 minutes. So go refill your tankards, take a quick break, and when we get back, our adventure will continue. Also, get some food, yes.
Yeah.
Be back in a few.
Get some snackies.
Go get
Snackies
snackies.
and eye contact. Damn it! I shouldn't have said anything. He was quick enough to change his face before transition. Oh, that was pretty impressive. But welcome back.
never go up against Jay in a keeping a straight face competition, I know. From improv classes gone by.
Yes,
Perrin.
the legacy.
Finara, as you are finishing up your work on Perrin's new song, you could hear the loud clomping of horse hooves coming from the entryway, followed by a cry out of pain that you can recognize as Orchid. You then hear the hoofbeats ascending the stairs that come into this main hall, sliding briefly. Actually, as you have to make that sharp turn to go in there, give me a dexterity saving throw in horse form there, Eden.
Okay. We might be okay. We're
not
probably okay. That's
Okay.
a 14.
Yeah, so you start to feel your back legs come out from under you, and instead you use that momentum to turn and shift, and you do the first ever deep well drag drift as you drift in horse form around the corner and into the main chambers, the main I guess hall for the for the Wormhaven estate. Orchid, as Eden is falling over, are you staying on her back, or are you...
No, I feel like the doors would probably not be tall enough, aside from maybe the grand hall, for somebody to be mounted on a horse to walk through. So that's why I was joking. I hit my head on the top of the door. I was like, stop, wait, let me get up.
Okay.
So I would.
Yeah, you hit your head and immediately kind of grab the first kind of rafter you can and fall down, and then run after Eden. See her perform this amazing horse feat, and then
Horse have hooves,
Corv-
not feet.
Thank you. Somebody
no,
said
this horse has feet. That is what it is.
no, we're not. That's a
Oh,
no.
no.
Johnny, back me up.
Somebody join.
Johnny. Don't
Johnny,
ask Johnny
stop
to back you up.
Johnny,
Johnny
back
will say
me
yes
up.
to anything that upsets
It is
Logan.
I know, 'cause
horse
penguins
with
fly.
human feet and an
Oh,
Eden
my
face. That is confirmed.
Oh God.
Oh my god.
So
No.
scary.
All right. Anyway, back
No.
on track. Corvus, you come running in to see Orchid running up the stairs. You can see the mane of Eden kind of like drifting, and falling down from where you're at, because you can't see quite up to into the main hall. And you have Finara and Perrin watching all of this go down.
Oh, put away.
Oh, just kind of like...
What in the world is going on? Guys?
There are a lot of sounds happening.
Mhm.
I would like an explanation, please.
And then Eden will walk off and face away.
What?
I was like,
Wow.
Corvus actually gonna approach. Eden, you can. Are you gonna stay in horse? Okay.
All right.
I mean, I think.
Orchid, are you okay? Oh my goodness. I heard you screaming or something.
I think if you ask her if she wants to change back right now, her answer is nay.
Eden will turn and lock eyes with Orchid and be like,
Just, Orchid will stare back. Do you like do the horse thing where you like turn?
oh yeah.
I don't understand what that exchange is about.
Eden will turn and whinny at Corvus as though she's talking to Corvus, even though she's in a horse form.
If it's been less than 10 minutes, I guess I could understand what you're saying.
I think it's probably been more by now.
Yeah, by the time it wears off, it's a little...
Yeah, okay.
Yes, I understand, Eden. I know. I am your favorite person.
Wow, we are really just
Oh.
being very silly right now.
I've learned when Eden is in this form, most can't understand her, but I can. And she compliments me often. Isn't that right?
Oh.
In Corvus's head, you will hear, that's total bullshit, and you know it.
Thank you. I did polish my boots today.
I hate you so much right now. This is really unfair. I'm trying to be angry, and you're really fucking this up.
Oh, yes. I actually had a touch-up of my hair. It is challenging finding someone adequate to work with my texture, but they did wonders.
Okay, I think while this is happening, I'm gonna edge over to Perrin, who I think is here, right?
Yep.
Yeah. I think you need to apologize.
Hold on, I'm just waiting for this bit to be over because apparently somebody's not going to give up the grudge. And by someone I mean Chorus, because I don't know what it is about you and your bad jokes, but apparently it's some sort of disease, and everybody else is telling them. So
we got it from you.
We learned it by watching you, Perrin.
Haha, you're old. I'm the funniest member of this party. Sorry, second funniest member of this party. Art's the funniest, let's be honest.
It's because
as Eden returns.
Oh, so how was
my boyfriend? He's doing well.
Is he really your...
Oh, totally. I love the smell of dead bodies all day. It's my favorite thing ever. Yes?
Is this a new development since we've been away?
And Perrin just does this. He turns very sheepishly to Eden. I'm sorry that my attempt at a joke did not go over well with you. I didn't mean to insult you. It was just a jest. You seemed to want to...
Why did you get so angry? And also, you have been very upset every time I go see Dolus, so do not say it was a joke.
Well, I was
jealous.
Well, yes, mostly. You're not wrong there. But I've been raised to kind of poke fun at, or and he's like being as honest as he can be, and it's really hard not to just shoot something sharp and witty out. I've been taught that when you pick on someone, it becomes playful, and eventually it grows into something more. But I'm sorry if what I said hurt your feelings and made you feel lesser than or judged or anything of that sort.
Judged, yes. Lesser than, not so much.
But I just want to make sure I'm covering my bases. Because a real apology acknowledges what you could have done, because I don't know what I've done. So, in short, I am sorry. And I
It's
hope
fine.
that
Perrin,
you can forgive me.
I can. I've been seeing Dolus because Dolus has been guiding me in understanding things of the Fae. He actually has fairly extensive knowledge. I do this, and I only tell you this right now because we are about to leave this place. I am being watched very closely. Anybody close to me could be used against me.
Sure.
So I will say plainly, distances and other things are intentional for others' protection.
I refuse.
I also
Yeah.
don't wish to have you do that with me.
I don't think
Thank
that
you.
we're in agreement with trying to keep a distance when we are like family now. So that's not possible.
And Art
Yeah.
pops up next to you. Because, like, he 100% would have done that.
Oh, yeah. I've had a lot going on.
Mhm.
But I will say, Dulles did provide a few things that will help us. It gave me a scroll of plane shift. That's what I think it says. So it should let us come back if for some reason we run into something. He also provided a diamond. I don't know what this is for.
Oh, that's, and he
I
points
know.
to
I handed it to Finara.
Finara.
He handed it to me. Yeah, it's in case one of us dies.
That's good to know.
Oh,
Been there.
You know
It's
that
not
spell,
comfortable.
Finara? You probably could learn it.
yeah. I'll handle this with extreme care.
Yeah, put it somewhere safe.
Eden, did Dola say the state of my item acquisition?
Your teleportation circles?
No, my personal request. One not for Deepwell.
Logan, would he have?
Oh, yeah, the one in his chamber was the one that Corvus wanted. He wanted direct access to all the barons.
It was for the some special gloves.
Oh. Shit.
Logan forgets the
If he-
conversation.
I
we
forgot
had.
those
I was gonna
gloves.
say-
I forgot those gloves.
I was gonna say if he
when
would
you come
have,
back.
he could
When
have
you
just
come back.
handed. Well, I was gonna
When I
say
come
he
back,
could have
okay.
just handed
When you come
Eden
back.
the package, but
He had,
Um,
you're at, yeah, that's a very complex one. No, I remember what you.
Okay.
Yeah.
he was working on a bunch of stuff, but I kind of kept interrupting that one day because he had this body out on the table, and apparently, did you know that you can actually make lots of? Anyways, may or may not be my fault. It's a little.
Well, I do believe that with what we have coming next, our objectives, I believe the best way before we move forward is to do something my mother's said was good before traveling. I am Corvus, as you already know. I am connected to Bahamut, obviously by the house. I find comfort in this company, and my goals are to ensure that the order established by Bahamut shines. That certain beings that see themselves as gods, that twist the knife of society, are released, which includes the lingering force that torments you, Eden. I have made requests upon my benefactors to ensure that I will be able to eliminate what threatens Eden when the time comes. I also am I find myself with a fondness towards Finara. Perrin is a dear friend. I trust Orchid in combat in all ways. As terrifying as Eden may be in some ways, Eden is a kind soul, and I consider someone that I'm willing to fight for. And Art is considerably and unapologetically my closest friend in this group. I have shared my feelings towards each of you and my collective goals and ambitions moving forward. Who's next?
Aaron immediately turns to Finara.
Eden has her fingers on a scroll.
I'm sorry. Can
What
you
is-
go over again? What exactly are the what's the missions for this Feywild experience that we're heading into?
I believe
Are
this
you-
is more for either Eden to explain what we need to do on that.
To be fair, mine is more of a reconnaissance and try not to die. And Orchids is we're going to help Sister and check out some stuff, which don't worry, I agreed. I'll make sure nothing bad happens and all the things.
Right.
And
It's coming back to me now.
But since you're speaking already, you should probably do the circle thing.
Yes, I apologize. My mother has explained that it's best to if you are to travel in company, it is best that your company know you. And to speak honestly of your feelings, intentions, and goals amongst one another, so that if you do not like someone, it is openly admitted.
Eden will wink over at Orchid, by the way, during all of this.
We must be able to trust one another, and trust ensures that we are willing to speak candidly.
Oh, speaking of candid talk, Perrin, do you mind
But you were
sharing with
already
everybody?
speaking. You should speak, Finn. You were already doing words. You should go.
Well, technically.
Technically, you're next in the circle.
All right then. Okay.
Finn, it's okay. I could go first if you're feeling uncomfortable.
No, I guess that I should just woman up. All right. Okay. So, my intentions with everybody. I care about each and every one of you in this party. Not just my brother, which originally it was an adventure that we were going on together because I felt Avandra was calling me to go exploring and discover more of myself and my abilities, maybe. There's a lot of things there to unpack, and on this journey, I was hoping to discover more of that, where I met all of you. And we all became very close and started sharing with one another, and I believe we're trying to help one another in our different various goals, and that is my goal, is to help as much as possible because I believe in each and every one of you. I really have seen you all do phenomenal things, and I know it's only the beginning of our journeys and our journeys together. And as far as how we feel about each other, I mean, I kind of made it clear that I care about each and every one of you. Eden, I feel like we have really bonded and have a friendship that's blooming, kind of like all the flowers that you had blooming, at the bar at one time, and then the flowers were just popping up, and Hale was, being Hale. But yes, and I mean, Perrin, you already know how I feel about you. I'm pretty sure that that will never change. And Art is just such a fun person to be around. He's taught me how to do a lot of things with butter that I never knew that was possible. And also, too, just his creativity is inspiring. And when it comes to Corvus is very noble, and even though initially we didn't get off on the right foot, I realized there was a lot more to his character, and that he could be very caring and really show his feelings, maybe in ways that some of us didn't understand originally, but he's learning and now taking on more responsibilities, and I see where a lot of people now have come to respect him, and just like I have, and I may be trying to process feelings from the past and current feelings. And with Orchid, um, Orchid right away, I felt a wow, an attraction to your physical appearance. Yes, very similar to what I felt for Corvus. But I think that that's something too I did not realize about myself until I started this journey. And muscles are very, very nice. Anyways, in getting to know you and your personality, I realized how sweet you are and how you're trying to help your people. And I think again, you also have a nobleness about yourself. And we have really gotten close and held hands and looked at the stars together. And now there's further complications in my feelings because I'm trying to process everything. Is that it? Is that what you wanted, Perrin?
Benar, you
Aaron,
have been
like-
seen, you have been heard, and we acknowledge you. Thank you.
That explains so much.
Your turn, Eden, then? Yes?
No, actually.
You can encourage it, but you can't, walk the same path. It's interesting.
Oh,
Is this
and you
the
are
thing
not
you
a
were
monster. You're not a monster, Eden.
Perrin just kind of nods at Eden when she calls him out like that.
You're wrong. I am.
Mm-mm.
But I am.
Well, then some
Continue.
monsters good.
They can be. But I'm of the hags. I am a danger to be in your presence. I have attacked multiples of you. And in those moments, I felt nothing.
What about afterwards?
Yes. I've been alive for 200 years, and it feels like a blink of an eye as I spent it in a pocket dimension. I was alone for most of that, going through torturous lessons from my sisters, being rescued only by Liren, whom I do care for very much. That was the only kindness I've ever known before now. So, I am very much confused at all of you. It's like waves her hand at Perrin. My
Continue.
intentions, to be frank and upfront, as I've been upfront with Orchid recently, I would like to become an Archfey. Because I would like to seek the power to control my own fate. The more I've come to understand a little bit that I do of my situation, my hands are in many ways tied. I am bound to the Briar. I don't know, nor do I remember how or why, but I have promised to go home, made a deal to do so, and am bound. I have promised my sisters that I will plant these blooms, and I will. I have spoken to Hale recently. And these are dangerous, but Hale is safe. He is observing. Liren has contacted me recently. In the battles with outside of the storehouse. So I do not know if this means he's stronger or if what? I just know that he's in prison I do not believe that he needs to be. He's been kind to me. I don't believe that anybody should be kept in such a way. When it comes to you all, I love you all very deeply, I think. Shannara, you saved my life literally twice. I find myself very close with you and trusting. I can be honest with you. Orchid, very much in the same. It's probably the Fae thing, but I trust you. You're very honest. Corvus, in spite of yourself, I actually enjoy your presence very much. I do trust you. And remember, we have a deal that you've already gone back on once. If I should become the monster, you'll do what you're supposed to, correct?
When you become the monster.
I miss Hale very much. It's like a brother, father figure. I don't know. But I miss him.
Back to that deal. I mean, I can read between the lines, but you want to explain that?
Yeah.
I told Corvus a long time ago, after he stabbed me in the stomach, that if I should become uncontrollable and very mean, he should kill me. And he agreed.
And I plan to keep that promise.
Good thing I can bring people back to life. And then she pulls out the diamond.
Keep holding it like it's huge. It's probably really tiny.
It's like the size of a golf ball.
It's not too small.
But Nara holds it like a...
It's a rough cut diamond. It's not a...
I did it first.
You're
I
not
was
a
like,
gnome. It's
You
not
did
that
it
big,
first,
dude.
so then I was like,
That's
oh
awesome.
god, is it this big? Like, what the hell?
Guys, you're being insensitive. She has halfling hands. Come on now.
Oh, yeah.
They're
Half-
small.
they're half
big.
halfling hands.
They're half halfling.
It makes the diamond bigger in her hand.
4, 3,
But furthermore, I enjoy torturing you much more and making you miserable because I, for some reason, find great joy in it. Art. You make every day sunny, and you make me happy. I care for you deeply. Perrin. You piss me off. You offend me. But you make me smile. And you make me feel like less of a monster. Between you and Art, both. And I care for you deeply. Is that enough? Do you need to know more? I can tell you what the body parts did that Dolus gave me, since you so seem concerned as to what I was doing with Dolus in his quarters.
Oh, not that concerned. Not really.
You should see his new
Okay.
attire.
Eden, we hear you. We see you. We acknowledge you. And we thank you.
Thank you.
Perrin and Orchid stare each other down. Okay, I'll go next. Right, my intentions. I want to protect the people I love is what it really boils down to. When I first met you, I mean, it hasn't been that long, but you're all included in that now. But it also includes all the people I left back home. And I guess some of the people where we're going. They're all places that have raised me, and I don't know what will happen next. I hope I can stay with you all for a long time. but it is possible that if I'm called back, I will go because it is important for me to protect them. I'm really glad I've gotten to meet all of you. Corvus, you are a prince. I mean, I guess a baron, king, whatever your title is, but
In your head, Orchid, you'll
Yeah.
hear Eden. Do not tell him these things.
I knew it from even before you did, apparently. And I think what surprised me about you, but what I really appreciate, is even though all wrapped up in your fancy, sometimes hard to parse language, you really do care about all of us. And it's showing more and more, even if you want to be prickly about it and deny it. And it's really nice getting to know you. Perrin, you are very funny, and I appreciate your fierce protection of your sister, and the whole party. And I'm glad that we're traveling with you. Art, you remind me of my sister, even though in many ways you are her polar opposite, but you were the first person to help save me when I was stuck in that prison, and I'll forever be grateful for you. And Eden, it's been really nice meeting somebody like you. And I do worry, like what we talked about earlier, that whatever your fate is could put us at risk, just like you're worried about. But that's just the risk of meeting amazing people, I guess. So I'm willing to take that risk. And I hope whatever happens, even if our paths diverge in the future, even if you only get to know us for the blink of an eye, as hard as that may be, I hope that you'll take those memories with fondness and that you won't let it hurt you, or that the hurt will be meaningful, and that yeah, I hope you understand. And then Finara, oh gosh, I don't know what to say. And then she looks at Corvus for a minute. Well, a couple seconds. I also don't know when our paths will diverge, or if we'll get to keep traveling together, because you're called to travel, but all of the time I spent with you so far has been really wonderful. And I have a certain fondness for you too. I don't know. Whatever happens between us, I'm just grateful to know you. So, I think that's everything.
Orchid, we hear you, we see you, we acknowledge you, and we thank you.
Aaron looks at the goblin. Well, I think this is my turn. Yeah, let's start over there, shall we, bud? You are just about an inch shorter than I am, and I've never met anyone shorter than me, and it's only because you have a hunch. And it's not your fault you have a hunch, it's just the way you were made. But I think that your presence in this party is what sets the entirety of us alight, and I think you need to know that. I think many of us have said that already, but like you kind of are, you're the butter that holds us all together, and so don't forget that. You're actually pretty fetching for a goblin. Just don't let that go to your head. Bit hard. I've said it all already. You're lovely. I love you. If somebody it doesn't do their goddamn job and causes you to die, I'd fucking kill them. So that's what else is there to say? Orchid, you big, strong, sweet, softy. Appreciate you and your continued existence. I'd be remiss to say it. I don't find solace in your shadow. Corvus, never had a brother before or ever, and I feel like this is the closest thing that one could come to. And I, for lack of better terms, feel responsible for you. Don't know what that means for me, but like I ain't nobody gonna kill you but me, mate. And I'm gonna say to it, I get that be on that. I get to be on that list, or at least for this lifetime. Never again, please. I couldn't bear it, and I kind of taken on the weight of your family's legacy by de facto. That's complicated. So respect the hell out of you, mate. Just stop holding yourself back, because you're doing it a lot. I'd respect you more if you stop holding back. My intentions are to continue to be your cheerleader, I guess. That's the best way I could explain it. Everyone here seems to kind of benefit just by having an extra, you can do it, you bag of bones, kind of thing behind them. So that's nice. I have my own long fated goals that are impossible to reach, so they're pointless to mention here. But he just kind of like, he doesn't look at Eden, but he just kind of just points and just goes, I've told her I loved her. I said it right to her. And so I think that's enough. I don't have anything else. Don't know anything else. If you're worried, he turns to Eden and just kind of like looks down at the ground as he says this, about our mortality. I have connections to rectify that. So if he just kind of like rocks back and forth on his heels, if you were to ever say that you wouldn't feel safe because you, or at least your emotions weren't safe, because if you had invested them in someone who could potentially die, if it would change your feelings on how to move forward with that, I could change that. And he just kind of just looks right at her. But you don't need to answer that now if that's uncomfortable.
Noted. Now is perhaps not the time.
Sure. But I would.
Enough words, Perrin. Thank you.
Can we go? I think I've said a lot of things.
Silence.
I
What's
thought that's
happening?
what you were going to use that on. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Wait, what's going on?
I just.
Sound can't go into silence, can it either, right?
You guys are all within 20. You guys are all within 20 feet of each other, so none of you can talk.
And Eden is just smiling and looking at Perrin.
You guys hear coming out. Hey, do you guys want any? What are you guys doing?
Can you
Is
hear
this a
inside
game?
Who
of
is
the
it?
Cyber
Is this a
Circle?
game? Yeah, you
I
can
think-
Who is
hear.
it?
You can hear inside of it. The people around you just can't say anything.
Who is it?
It's Talon.
Okay, Eden will poof into like a puma form and chase Talon down.
Talon's running.
Just-
It's like no.
Yeah, and Eden's just going to see how
takes
fast.
Takes off into the kitchen.
Then
Or he's
Eden
going
will
to
sit
try
up
to-
like up on a stairwell, like, and watch everybody in the silent circle and just like,
Listen, yeah, I don't think I can. I don't know what she casted it on. So Corvus is just going to try and walk, since I heard the note, towards Talon and the Puma, being like, can't hear anything until I can get sound.
well,
Eden, why?
and in Corvus's head, he will just, it is in my nature. I'm just trying to embrace it a little bit more.
Well,
Also, it's in Perrin's shirt.
that works for me. A bit of silence from him would be a change of pace.
I just thought it was funnier timing because he's going to work himself up and give himself a heart attack. You understand my sentiment, yes?
Yes. I do hope that in this you have found the comfort you need.
I believe so.
And then Corvus will probably, after we've had that exchange, because that's
Yeah.
the end of what his mother's taught him, is going to have a small moment of just curiously going, just like kind of stepping away a bit. And just, by the way, Bahamut is
Yes, my son.
walks a little further while can either of you or any of you hear me or respond or acknowledge? I just wish to know. I know where we go. Garvang says that he cannot accompany. And I feel certain in my goals. I act knowing or believing that this is my last act. I want to know if what comes next is the end of it. Or am I still bound to this perpetual loop? Or even why?
Roll D100.
Never in my favor. $75.
Death is what we make it. It's a path we all, even us gods must walk at one time or another. The path we must all tread. You've wandered many paths. Just because this might be your last one on this material plane does not mean there isn't another path that will open afterward. Do what you feel is right and just. Do not cling to one ideology, but be open to the many. Just as you've learned from your many paths.
And I will follow the first path I walked.
And with that, Corvus is changing classes again.
Not yet. 2 more episodes. And Corvus will just kind of doing that was kind of like walking away from the group a bit just to do some pacing, but then we'll return back.
Yeah,
to
and
just
Eden,
kind of
same thing. Like the moment you start to come back, Eden will like pounce down behind you and return to form.
Granted, there's still silence, so I can't talk to Perrin.
Oh,
Or
Eden
anyone.
drops concentration in that moment. Like, I would love to see like what's happening.
Well, Perrin's like caught wind of the fact that he couldn't hear himself. He couldn't hear his sister. Nothing was going on. He just like leaned up on the dining room table, hand on under head, just going,
It was funny, admit it.
"You're learning."
So, I believe with that all rounded up, we know who we are, where we've been, and where we wish to go.
I mostly know who I am, to be honest.
You seem to be acquiring it, so now we just go.
Right? Well, if our bags are packed, then we just need to get back to the tree near Avandra's shrine and send a message that we're ready to go.
Eden's going to turn into Horse Eden. Just kidding, I can't right now. Just thought it would be funny.
Then let's be on our way.
You take the time to finalize and pack up all your belongings, and take the elevators up to the tippy top of Deepwell. Leave out the main gates that you all had once entered together before, and head to the shrine of Melora and the tree in which Fanara, Orchid, and Art had originally came through when they arrived back in Deepwell from Minthfable.
Ben, you gonna send a message?
Oh, yeah, so, I forget. Is there anything in particular, just like, take us where we need to go, or?
Just say we're by the tree and we're ready, and then there's gonna be a portal that opens up for 6 seconds. We gotta rush through.
Okay, alright, okay. We are by the tree, and we're ready.
Eden is putting on these shiny new silver gauntlets and making vines grow all over them, by the way.
That looks really cool.
A couple minutes go by, you guys patiently waiting before you start to hear the cracking and splintering of bark as the center of this tree opens up to a wide hole that you can see through. On the opposite side, you can see the soft drifting of flower petals, warm green grass on the ground, and in the backdrop, what looks to be a huge tree.
All right, here we go.
Let's go.
We're gonna jump through. Feller just gets fast.
I believe Corvus is carrying Spark.
Oh, you got him.
No, it moves. It moves now. That's
Yeah,
right.
Spark can move. So Spark will fly with you. Art will hop in as well. And with that, as you guys all enter the city of Minthfable, is where we'll end our session.
As Perrin sees a dragon flying over the well, just as we go in,
No,
and is like, no.
It's
No.
Floof.
it's no. Wait until you wait until the Feywild. No, I'm kidding. I'm gonna make you guys roll a D100 every day. You're in the every day you guys are in the Feywild. You have to roll a D100. If you roll a 1 or 100, Foop will show up.
I say Floof. It's Foop. My bad.
Floof.
Well,
Oh,
it's
you know
Floof.
what?
Floof.
Foop has a cousin, and his name is Floof, and it's actually a werebear.
I thought it was Foop the Floof, but that makes sense.
Foop the Floof.
Um,
I was close.
but yeah, thank you all for watching. Thank you guys for hanging out. We're gonna go raid Tio here in a second, but we'll go quickly around the horn, so all of my wonderful friends can tell you who they are and what they do and where to find them.
Just kidding. Taryn, also known as Belrook across the social, generally creative human, TTRPG player and GM, chaotic eldritch entity, and somehow also Fey, dice maker under the moniker of Umbral Oculus Dice. What can I say? It runs strong in me and all of my characters, this chaos that I like to bring into the world. Catch me here on a random Tuesday where we'll be playing Curiosity, and then catch me on Mondays, not the coming Monday, but other Mondays over on Modifius Twitch, where I play Sport, the Vault Dweller in Fallout. And they're kind of fun and endearing in a weird way. So check that out. I'm working on Leor's stuff, which is my TTRPG that I'm making just because I've wanted to for a long time. That stuff that I'm doing. And now, it's a bard.
Zabard. Renee Beauregard, one half of Dragon Rock RPG Designs. We're dropping stuff real soon. Keep an eye on our socials at Dragon Rock RPG on Facebook and Twitter, at Dragon Rock RPG Designs on Instagram. I play Perrin here. I don't play anywhere else because here is my home. And other than that, it's gonna get real weird soon, y'all. Stay tuned.
Hello, everybody. I'm Utahime. I am a cosplayer, host, TTRPG lover, because I love lots of games. I just do. I'm also too the community manager over at the Initiative Order, another amazing community that you guys should check out and hopefully join us and roll some dice with us. I can be found when not here, also too, over on Mondays on Modifius channel, but I play a very devout child of Adam, Magdalena Suarez. She's just trying to spread Adam's glow wherever she goes. That's pretty much her thing. And then you can catch me as everyone's beloved thief hacker Locke over on Open Circuit Studios for our Leverage Los Angeles campaign. It is getting crazy over there. So much is happening, so definitely check it out. It is like literally nonstop fun and chaos, because that's what I love. I love being a chaotic character. And also too, there's gonna be some more stuff happening
You guys might have seen there's a crowdfunder going on for a awesome the One Ring campaign that I will hopefully get a chance to do with some amazing friends. M. Carlson over at Blackwater D&D. We have sweet Rosie B, who is going to be running the game for us, Wreck-It Raven and Alicia Marie. So hopefully we can get this off the ground and bring you guys some awesome elven chaos. Because chaos. So definitely stay tuned and follow me at Utahime Cosplay and Brianna DeCosta on Twitter. I'm going to pass it along to everyone's favorite paladin.
Hello, I'm Lizzie Donahue. You can find me on social media at the LizzieLD. I was by _heart in chat today, and it was so much fun playing Orchid for you all. You can find me here on alternating Tuesdays, similar to Perrin. This is my home, so this is where you'll find me. But small plug for the next person's things, Kickstarters. They just dropped a packet of an NPC which I helped design as part of their Kickstarter.
I saw that.
So
That was really cool.
Transition.
Well, if you didn't know me by now you do. But I'll give you a reminder. It's Jaden King. You can find me on all social media at It's Jaden King. And like Lizzie said, the Daughter Frankenstein Kickstarter was funded. We're still doing pre-orders through BackerKit as we work through it. And yes, we just finished doing the design, mechanical, and artwork by Beth the Bard for this amazing NPC character. Has all the elements of what we describe as a grim, dark Disney princess in the best way possible. It is a delightful way we have that. We also had another NPC we finished, among many other things we've been working on. So we've been showcasing that. So you can check out Frankenstein5e.com to go over to the Kickstarter, check that out, and do some pre-order if you haven't already checked that out. Also, because we're doing that through Bard House Media, the TTRPG studio, made by me and my girlfriend Beth the Bard, doing all kinds of things, which Daughter Frankenstein and She's the Ancient second edition is nearing its completion. It has been a beautiful thing. There has been updated art, brand new layout, additional components of adventures, stat blocks. I got to be able to work on some of those awesome things to make it a well-rounded, updated experience. It is well worth it. So be on the lookout for that, especially because what would I be if not a supportive partner if I didn't start preparing my She is the Ancient actual play for that reason. It is going to be epic. So check all that stuff out on my social media and Bard House Media as we keep trying to develop TTRPGs with a focus on women and BIPOC creators to help everyone learn the industry standards and thrive within them. So we're making things happen as best we can. So bear with us and be awesome. And I also want to give a special shout out to our innkeeper and dungeon master, Logan, who has made this adventure reach. We're on session 42. We have gone through a tumultuous journey of epicness, and he handled a party split in a way that I think very few GMs could handle through all the turmoil and epic storytelling to make it truly phenomenal. So this is a special shout out to our dungeon master who does so much without saying much about it and deserves so much love and praise. So this one's on the house for the innkeeper, Logan.
Dude, I hate you, but I love you. Thank you.
Hugs for the bro.
I hate love you too.
The field.
I hate love you
Hugs.
too. I hate love you too. But yeah, no, thank you, Jay, and thank you, everybody. No, honestly, this has been a wonderful journey. I'm happy we're all finally back together. After so long apart, it felt like forever, and it was kind of forever. But I'm happy. I'm happy we're all together, and we're gonna get back to this chaos that's happening already. But yeah, I'm your innkeeper, Logan Hanley. You can find me here, and only here, because much like Lizzie and Renee, this is my home. Everybody is welcome, and all the drinks will be poured for everybody here. But yeah, we are gonna go raid the initiative order. They are currently in the middle of Just in Time, which I believe is a Dresden's Fate game ran by the wonderful Pluto. Who I have the pleasure of getting my butt kicked in Magic every couple times we played. But yeah,
I still
we're
need
gonna.
to play.
It's fun. We need to get that going. But yeah, stick around for that. We're gonna head over
I'm
there
bitter.
in 2 seconds. And until next time, my friends, stay safe and adventure awaits. Bye, all.
Good night, everybody.